When we look at the agricultural value chain, we need to understand that, first of all, it's a business. And within agriculture, there are a lot of opportunities. At NextGen Farms, we buy our inputs, but we are responsible for supplying it to the end user. At NextGen Farms, we're trying to grow a variety of crops. We're trying to diversify because the weather is changing consistently and we always want to have produce for our customers. So this is cocoa peats and we're about to start the tomato nursery. So basically, I just need to break some off. This is where we start the plants from before we transplant them. In my mind, next generation always means thinking about the next step, thinking about the future, thinking about growth, thinking about improvement. So I figured, why don't I embed that into the name of my company? And so I decided to call it Next Generation African Farms. The idea was conceived in 2013 and we went live in 2015. Our core produce is tomatoes, peppers, but we also have other crops on the farm like pineapples, pawpaw, and cocoa. This is spinach. It's also called amunututu. So it's one of the superfoods. It's kind of like kale as well, and a lot of people use it for smoothies. And basically, we enjoy growing it. It's really easy to grow. So if you come closer, we see this extra. We cut off this, right? And then we transplant it to create another plant. So finish is easy to grow, comparatively speaking. And yes, and it looks whimsical. So we love growing spinach. Okay, and it's super healthy. Okay, so this is celery, and from time to time we have to remove the dead leaves, like these brown ones I'm removing. They're already, unhealthy. It could also be a sign of a nutrient deficiency. Celery is a superfood, apparently, and there's this new thing going on about, celery juicing. It's super healthy, and that's why we're trying it out for the first time, and it seems to be working. So we just did a few plants to see if this variety of celery will work here. So yeah, so we'll be supplying celery really soon. Agriculture is tough, that's the honest truth. But like, which business isn't tough? We're in the tomato greenhouse and everything looks a bit dry, and the reason why is that we've been affected. It's kind of come to the end of its season, but at the same time we're hit by a really bad disease, 2 bad diseases and a few pests. And so these are one of the challenges of farming. You do everything you need to do and things don't always work out. Yeah, so we're just going to leave it here for them to eat the rest. And they go for the red big ones. One of the challenges we also have is that we transitioned into organic farming 2 years ago. So there are a lot of pesticides and fungicides we can't use. We've had to be creative and source for organic pesticides and fungicides. But yeah, we're learning bit by bit. We have a few tomatoes left hanging, but we keep keeping on. That's what we farmers do. We're resilient. Look at this tomato. Not as pretty as we would like it to be. We try not to harvest red, otherwise it reduces the shelf life. So it's at this stage we usually harvest. These are some of the tomatoes that give us hope. Yay! The perception of agriculture is that it's hard work, it's labor intensive, you do all this work and you don't get any returns. And in all honesty, there's some truth in that. However, if it's done properly, leveraging on modern technology, you can actually yield, substantial profits from it. We're a fairly small business, but what I know we've done for sure is that we're closer to the young people and we told them our story. They've seen us do what we do and they've seen us do it well. And that has encouraged a number of them to actually go into agri space. So the future is organic, the future is growth, the future is also knowledge, because I think what needs to happen now is we need to begin to start sharing our knowledge in an organized and structured way. So yeah, we're pretty excited about that. We're looking forward to the next generation of farmers. And I think the future is bright. The future is agriculture.